I'm in the darkroom, watching as my pictures emerge from their bath. I'm not going to ask how that's possible. My brother's voice startles me. I turn to see him in the doorway, dressed in a black suit and black shirt, his hair pulled back in a ponytail. I can't believe you've been sneaking around with our dad like that. What were you thinking? What were you doing? I was doing what needed to be done. You have no right to question my actions. That's easy for you to say when you don't know how things have changed. We're going to get caught, you know. You just don't care. You know that's not true. Of course it's true! What did you expect when you disappeared and never came back? We have to move. The world is changing and we're not part of it anymore. What the hell was I supposed to tell people about where you went? I push myself away from the counter and step towards my brother, but he holds up his hands as if to ward me off. I don't want to fight. I tell him, I don't either. But you have to understand that I have to look out for the rest of us. I need to do what's best for the family. And this, he gestures towards my picture. This is not what's best. We need to find somewhere safe. I'm talking about Canada or Australia. But where would we go there? What would we do? He waves his hands around dismissively. We could work, of course. You could get a job. We could go there and become somebody else. Start again. Start again? Yes, start again. If it comes to that. I shake my head. You don't get it. This is all we've ever wanted. To be like other people. He snorts. Is that what you want? To be like other people? I don't know what to say. I think about my life as a kid, my time spent hiding in the garden, waiting for nightfall. It was the only time I felt at home. I used to imagine that when I was grown up, I could make the world right. That I could do something with my life, something that would matter. Yes, I tell him. I want to be different. You're being ridiculous, he says, taking a step towards me. You think anyone really cares what you do? Do you think you can be whoever you want? I don't answer. I look at him, his face twisted in disgust. Then I leave the darkroom and make my way upstairs. I feel sick as I sit on my bed, remembering the words of the girl on the bridge. It's all been a lie. All those years, everything that seemed so important, the books I read and the films I watched. It's all been an elaborate game, a ruse to keep me distracted while they carried out their plans. I hear footsteps and sit up to see my sister standing by my bed, her eyes on the floor. What happened today? She asks quietly. What did you see? I look at the floor, unwilling to meet her gaze. The world is a lie. I saw that. She frowns at me and then nods slowly. You should go back to your room, she says, and then turns away from me and leaves the room. I think about going back down and apologizing to my brother, but I decide against it. Instead, I crawl under the covers and close my eyes. The world is a lie, the girl said. But what does that mean? How can it be a lie when it's the only truth I know? And what does it matter if it's the truth? I'm tired of being scared all the time. I'm tired of running and hiding and keeping secrets. I'm tired of never having anything that's mine, of always being told what to do. I want to be free, I think, and then I fall asleep. The next day, I take my camera with me as usual and make my way to the same breach. The weather has changed and there's a light rain falling, but the sky is a perfect blue and I feel strangely alive as I make my way across the street towards the river. I take a seat on the bench and wait for the girl to appear, but when she doesn't show up, I decide to head home. When I open my bedroom door, my brother is sitting on the couch with the television turned on. He looks up at me and sighs, but doesn't speak. Instead, he turns back to the television, his eyes glued to the screen. I sit down on the chair next to my desk and begin to work, but my mind is distracted by thoughts of the girl from the other night. She spoke to me, but I don't know what she meant. There are too many questions, and I don't know how to find out the answers. So instead, I turn to my books, flicking through the pages until my eyes grow heavy. A little later, my brother knocks on my door and walks in, his face red and sweaty from his afternoon work in the garden. He takes off his jacket and drops it on the chair, then leans over and turns off my light without a word. I turn to look at him, but he won't meet my eyes. So I go back to reading, hoping that he'll get the hint and leave me alone. Are you okay? He asks after a while, his voice quiet. Of course, I tell him. You didn't come to dinner last night, he says. I'm sorry, I tell him. I fell asleep early. It's fine, he says, taking a seat on the other side of my desk. I just wanted to make sure you were all right. I'm fine, I say again, and then pause. What do you mean? He shakes his head. Nothing, he says, but I can tell that he's lying. I think about telling him about the girl on the bridge, about the strange feeling she left me with, but then I decide against it. It's too confusing, too hard to explain. And anyway, she probably wasn't real. My brother doesn't believe in ghosts, and if he knew that I'd seen one, he'd just think I was making it up. It doesn't matter. I tell myself, shuffling through my notes for inspiration on another story. She doesn't matter anyway, it doesn't change anything. The girl on the bridge, she was probably just some homeless girl who had wandered into the wrong neighborhood and decided that it looked like a good place to hide out. The truth is, we're better off not knowing. There's no point in worrying about what we can't control. After all,